Right. Hey, Sean. Hey, Dan. Hey, Lizzie.
Hi there.
Hello. All right?
Yes, good, thanks. Are you?
Good. Yep, not too bad, thank you.
Good.
Running a little bit late, but we'll get started soon enough. Right.
Evening, mate.
Hey, Ellie.
How you doing?
Yeah, good, mate. You?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
Good stuff. Right, a couple of minutes then, just get organised, get warmed up. Just one chair's good enough today, I think. Participants. Brilliant. Right. We'll push on with the warm up then. Couple of minutes past the hour, so if anybody else sort of rocks into the meeting late, so just catch up with the warm up. So we don't need so much today. Having a quick look at the workout that we put on Facebook earlier on. So kicking the week off with legs, which goes against gym practice really. Most people kick off the week with chest. Monday's universal chest day in the gyms normally, but we're going to go with the old legs. Start with the lower body on the Monday. So we've got some. We want to maintain that. Very much the focus for us needs to be strength, progressive overload, negative portion of the lift. Those are the three ways that we can stimulate the body to develop the muscle tissue. So we're kicking off. Well, the first couple of movements, a single leg unilateral movements, just to maintain that strength element. That's not the right workout. That's over there. This is the right workout. So we've got some single leg stuff to start with, knee dominant. Then we've got some single leg stuff, hip dominant, to try and get the sort of front and the back of the leg. Then we're into some metabolic stress where the heart rate will come up a little higher, but the burn on the muscle groups hopefully will be there. And then we're going to finish off with a little bit of lower leg, some single leg stuff for the calves. We've done some bilateral stuff for the calves. Low position calf raise, mid position and high position have been the sort of calf workouts for the last couple of weeks. So we're going to go into some single leg stuff for the calves today. Right then, so let's have a warm up and a bit of mobilisation for the legs and the hips. Let's get those knees loose as well. And then we can crack on with the sort of meat and potatoes of this workout, the single leg stuff.
The meat and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes. Meat and potatoes. Can you tell I want to go home and get me tea? Don't know what we got when we get home. Probably won't be meat and potatoes. Right, okay then. So let's have a little jog on the spot. Just raise the body temperature just a little bit. We haven't got to spend too long sort of doing too much cardiovascular stuff. Training the legs by nature warms the body up quite quickly, and you have a naturally elevated heart rate anyway, hitting the bigger muscle groups. Little jog on the spot. Really important from the off when you're sort of warming up, when you're trying to prepare your body for your leg workouts, trying to think about the ranges of movement or the planes of movement for the hips. So we've got sagittal movements forwards and back. We've got frontal plane movements in laterally side to side, and we've got rotation, internal and external rotation. So those are the three boxes that you want to tick when we're warming up the body if we can. So dead easy from a run. We can go into some star jumps, which changes the plane. We can change the plane again, go into some cross-country skiers. Bring it back to the jog. The only thing we haven't done is internal external rotation, which we'll tick that box with the chair in a few minutes time. So let's think about hip flexors. Now let's bring the knees up to a nice height. Turning on those hip flexors, lower abs. We can add that external rotation, take the leg over. Dead easy to reverse that movement here in the inner thigh, adduction. So bringing the leg around and in. Just some steady bodyweight squats now. Americans call it greasing the groove. So squats play a big role for us when training the leg. So they should have a place in our warm up. So if you're doing some squats, of course it makes sense to include squats in your warm up. Then your body gets used to that movement. Onto some lunge variants now. Let's start with the reverse lunge because that allows us to drop and push forwards through the hip flexor, step back, drop and push forwards. Think about just pushing those ranges progressively with every lunge. More. Trying to open up that hip flexor at the bottom of the movement. Frontal plane lunges now. So I'm going to step and drop, drive up into the other side. Trying to feel that stretch on the inner thigh. Just maybe 3 on each side. Already I can feel the body temperature's coming up a bit. Giving the legs a shake out up onto the tiptoes. A little bit more internal external rotation at the hip through the femur. If you just take a hold of your chair. So what we're going, I just want you to swing your leg from left to right, but think about throwing over the shoulders. You'll internally rotate there and then throw outwards there. You'll externally rotate. So external to internal rotation gives us that transverse plane through the hip. So if you're thinking about mobilizing the body through all the hips, should we say, we're training the legs, through all its planes, this is one to include and change over. A little bit more for the hip flexor and hamstring, hip flexor, hamstring. Change. Okay, so kicking off the session then, we've got some knee driven, which means the quad's doing the work. We've got some knee driven, chair assisted stuff. So you're going to need your chair to hand. Keep picking up the wrong workout. So levitation squats with a little spot. So these are becoming staples for us. All right. So, you know, it's really hard to keep reinventing the exercises to keep that sort of variety fresh when you're only working with your body weight. If you've got weight, you can do with kettlebells, you can do with barbells, you can do with dumbbells, you can do with stretch bands, you can do with machines. You have endless varieties when you're in the gym. But when we've only got our body weight, it sort of limits us a little bit. So we're going to stick to the movements that are tried and tested that we know that tick the boxes for us. Levitation squat, as many good reps as you can. Into your chair, pistol squat, as many good reps as you can. That's in superset. 2 exercises, so we can really concentrate on getting some good reps. What I want you to do here is, I'm not so fussed about the rep count. I'm more bothered about the amount of time under tension that you have on the set dedicated to the negative. So if you're watching, you won't be watching my rep because you'll be concentrating on your own, but if you do happen to glance up and see my reps, I'm really going to try and concentrate on slowing the negative down. 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. I can drive on the shortening, drive up, and then it's back to nice and slow. So rather than doing 20 really, really fast reps with no negative load, I'd rather do 10 to 12 good ones with a 4, 5 or 6 second negative load. All right, so if you incorporate the negative elements from the off, you're going to get much more muscle fiber damage from the off, which means you're going to develop your muscle tissue through muscle protein synthesis much more effectively, which is ultimately what we do in these sessions for. You know, you have to say to yourself, why am I doing this? Well, I'm doing this so that I can develop and maintain the muscular conditioning in my legs. And we know you're going to do that better if you get the negative portion of the lift. All right, so really, really focus on the negatives. We're going to do a superset for the left leg, quick shakeout, superset for the right leg, 60 seconds off. We're going to do 2 supersets. All right, then, in our own time then, so we know the movements by now. So set yourself up for a little bit of balance and assistance. So I'm going to go, what am I there? Right leg first, doesn't really matter. Levitation squat. I've got a hinge at the hip. All right, bend that knee. All right, bending the knee. That's going to keep this quad driven. Let this trailing knee come down nice and close to the floor. 6 second negative for me before I drive back up to the top, or as slow as I can on that negative. Hips and shoulders are dead square. Slow on the way down. Use the negative. 2. Big drive up. Already feel that on my quads. In the absence of weight. 6. 7. 8. Slow as I can on the way down. As you fatigue, of course, that's going to compromise. But as long as you set out with the best of intentions, keeping that leg straight into my modified pistol squat, there's going to be a tendency for this to happen, falling straight down, then driving up. That's fair enough. You're working the muscle, but negative portion of the lift. Slow, 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 slow. Try and touch down light so that your time under tension is longer. Slow. Keep telling yourself slow negatives. Couple more. My right leg done. Quick shake. Quick shake out. Quick recovery. Heart rate dropping a little. Same on my left side. Negative, negative, negative. Make the negative most important phase of the lift. Make that negative count for you. Hip square, shoulder square. Hinge at the hip, knees track the toes. Slow, 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 slow. Deep rep. Keep the head up and the torso will follow. Head leads. Torso follows the lead set by the head. Squeeze those shoulder blades together so you get a good scapula. Talk about this scapular depression and scapular retraction quite a lot. Very important. 2 more for me, come on. Slow. That's a better rep. Better rep when you concentrate on it. Left leg, pistol squat. Don't fall down into the chair. Fight the descent. Then drive. Fight it. Then drive. Legs are getting tired already. Only the first set. Make the best of the negatives. Hinge at the hips. Bend the knees. 2 more for me, come on. Feel it on the quads already. That's a hard first superset.
Oh,
Tough that. Little 60 to 90 second breather. Take your fluids on board. We're going to run that one more time. Whew. Soon warm me up. Keep your fluids going in. Usual teaching points. Negative portion of the lift. Any squatting movement means you have to hip hinge at the hip fold at the pelvis. Head up, chest out to do that. You don't want to fall forward through the thorax. So as you hinge at the hip, you want scapular depression, scapular retraction, then you hinge at the hip. So your profile of your mid back is always in the crepitus, it doesn't change. Knees track the toes, slow descent, get the best out of the negative, and then a big drive from the bottom, big drive out of the hole for that strength element, those fast twitch fibers, boof, driving out from the bottom before you hit that slow negative again. Another few seconds, let's hit the second superset. Left and right side, and then we'll look to a hip dominant movement as opposed to a knee dominant movement. So the knee dominant movements hit the quads, the powerhouse of the sort of upper leg, if you like, and then the hip dominant. Having said that, the glutes are very strong as well in those that don't have sort of lazy glutes. So it's really important that we do some hip dominant and some knee dominant movements. Right, second superset. Where do we go first? Okay, same thing. Levitation squat with a little bit of assistance for balance. A little bit of a spot there as well. You can press down, give yourself a little bit of a spot into your chair pistol squats. Right, here we go. Slow descent. Hinge, hinge, hinge. Bend the knees. Drop right down. Big drive up. Let's get the biggest range you can. Rather get the full range than a load of half reps. Let's get the full range. Try and keep that trailing leg off the floor as long as you can. If it has to touch down at the bottom because of flexibility issues, then that's fine. Just try not to let it touch down from the off. Slow. 6. Feel the knees on the quads. Drive down hard. 7. Drive that heel into the floor. Head up, chest out. Shoulders down and back. A few more reps. Get that time under tension. 2 more. Okay. Pistol squat, slow descent. Slow, 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 slow. Big drive. Touch down with that leg. If you feel you need that confirmation of balance, it's not about your rep count, it's about your time under tension, particularly on the negative. Load the muscle while it's lengthening. A few more. 2 more. Slow. Remind yourself when you're tired, slow, 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 slow. Oh. Right side done. Quick shake out the legs. Left side to do. That's that side. Okay. Here we go. Same again, left side. Slow, 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 slow to the bottom. Big push. Hinge, bend the knee. hinge, hinge, bend the knee, square hip, square shoulders, slow descent, drive out the bottom. Maintain that strength element to these sessions. You can get your cardio element with other sessions through the week. You can get your balance and flexibility sessions through the, you know, the emphasis through the other sessions through the week with Jules, and Hannah does the yoga, Ellie does the Pilates, Jules does the stretch and tone, stretch and mobilize. So, you know, you can hit all the other elements of fitness with all these sessions through the week. Last time, left side, chair pistol squat, slow on the descent. Slow, big push, reset. Try and get the knee tracking the toes. Oh, that negative wasn't very good. Tell I'm getting tired. Come on. 2 more. 2 more good ones. Last one. Oh. Two supersets each side. You can definitely feel that on my quads. I can feel that a little bit on my lower back. That's no bad thing. We just know that my lower back isn't quite as strong as it should be compared to the rest of the muscle systems that are working there. So one thing for me to maybe work on moving forward, that bit of core strength. Take your fluids on board. Good rest there before we move away from this hip dominant, this knee dominant movement that we have here into your hip dominant movement in just a second. We're going to go single leg on the hip dominant movement, just to maintain that strength element, of course. And we're going to try and increase the intensity by mixing in some isometrics, okay? The isometrics are going to increase, keep banging on about your time under tension or your TUT or how long these muscles are under stress for. Forget rep count, not interested. It's how long these muscles are under tension for. So we're going to be doing these isometric holds at the top in the peak position where the muscles are squeezing the hardest, when they're at their most, when they're loaded the highest, if you like, the highest tension. That's where we're going to sort of hold the movement. We're going to do the isometrics there. That'll increase the intensity of the set. So we've done these before, or the vast majority of us have. We're going to go for these elevated hip thrusts. Demo. Right, elevated hip thrust with isometrics. 2 sets of 12 each side with these isometric holds. All right, so we know that the role of the hamstring, two roles of the hamstring, extension of the hip, and which this is extension of the hip, and flexion of the knee. So in this position, we're very hamstring dominant. We know that we've got knee flexion, and as we perform this movement, we've got hip extension. So we know we're going to get the hamstrings screaming. We've got assistance for the hamstrings coming from the glute and the lower back. Okay, so this is where you're going to be feeling it. If I'm working with my left leg, right angles here as best you can, depending on the size and shape of your chair. Driving that heel down into my chair. I've got this leg up nice and straight. 3 reps with the isometric hold at the top, 5 seconds. 3 reps with a 10-second hold, 3 reps with a 15-second hold, and then your final 3 reps at the end if there's anything left in the tank. Let's try and work through these together so that we all get that nice tempo about the rep, we're all getting a good solid count on our isometric holds at the top. I'll try and talk you through it as we go. So we all get a good quality set, particularly on these isometrics, because we've got to count and hold at the top if we work through it together. All right then, let's start the set in 10 seconds then. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No rush. Leg up. First rep. 1. Squeeze at the top. 2. Squeeze the hamstrings at the top. Hold at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the bottom for 3 more reps. 1, 2. Holding at the top here. 3, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more reps. 1, 2, 3. Holding for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final 3 reps. Up we come. Squeeze for 1. And again, up and squeeze for 2. Third rep, up and squeeze. And rest there. Little 15-second breather. That was really hard. Really felt that in my hamstring. The trick is to keep your hips as high as you can on that isometric hold. Think about forming a straight line between your knees, through your hip and into your shoulder. It's easier said than done. And you could see my hips falling as fatigue was setting in. All right, so fatigue is going to cause those hips to drop. Keep the hips up. Right, 5 seconds then. Right side or opposing side this time. 4, 3, 2, 1. Into your first rep. Up and squeeze. 1. Up and squeeze. 2. Up and hold. 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Into 3 more reps. Up and squeeze. 1. Into the second rep. Up and squeeze. 2. Third rep. Up and hold then for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more reps. Here we go. Up and squeeze. 1. Up and squeeze. 2. Up and hold for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more reps if they're in the tank. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and rest there. Oh, that was horrible. Good breather. Give those hamstrings in particular the best chance of recovery that we can so that your second set is of the highest quality that it can be. Personal thoughts on those. I felt they were a little bit in my lower back, but not as much as I felt it in my hamstrings. My hamstrings were really biting then. And one thing that I did notice, 5-second hold, I kept quite high. 10-second hold, I could feel my hips sagging. 15-second hold was terrible, but I could still feel it on the hamstring. I still had tension there and I could still feel it on the working muscle. And that's ultimately what we're wanting, is we want tension on the working muscle. All right, in an ideal world, yes, my hips would have been higher, but fatigue is dictating that though the gravity is pulling down on those hips, the muscles are fatiguing and it's getting much harder to hold that body position as you get tired. So we're going to run that one more time. So we get 2 sets each side. This time, we're going to reverse the holds. So whilst we were fresh on that set there, we were finishing with the longest hold, which is quite tough. This time, we're going to get the longest hold out of the way done. So we're going to do 3 reps hold for 15, an additional 3 reps hold for 10, final 3 reps hold for 5, and then another 3 reps at the end. So 12 reps total. with a 30-second isometric. Another few seconds then. A bit more hamstring work to come. A little bit of glutes. So 20 seconds then and we'll start this set. Right, 10 seconds. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, into 3 reps, up and squeeze, 1, up and squeeze, 2, up and hold then, here we go, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3 more reps. Up and squeeze, 1. Up and squeeze again, 2. Up and hold, this time for 10. Here we go, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, 3 more, getting tired now. 1, 2. Hold this one for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final 3 reps to make 12 reps. Up we come. 1, 2, 3. Oh, a little breather. Oh, that's horrid. We're not training with any weight, but that feels absolutely horrendous. Can really feel it on my hamstring. I can feel the muscles under strain, the whole body under strain. So whilst we may not have any weight, that doesn't mean that we can't make these movements intense. 10 seconds then, we're going to go on the right side. Same thing. Last set now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. First rep, up and squeeze. 1. Second one, up and squeeze. 2. Up and hold. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go again. 3 more. 1. Squeeze them at the top. 2. Hold this one at the top for 10 then. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more reps. Good reps with the squeeze at the top. 1. And again, second rep. Up and squeeze. 2. We're holding this third one at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final 3 reps. Good reps. Good squeeze. 1, 2. Hips as high as you can make them. Last rep. Oh, oh my God. It might sound like I'm making a bit of a meal of that, but I really do find those difficult. Oh, bit of that. Good breather there. So we've got 2 supersets in with the knee dominant stuff at the start. We've got 2 isometric hold sets in with the hip driven stuff just now. Ideally what we'd move into now is a little bit of metabolic stress. All right, so we're going to do some lunge variants to try and, the nice thing about the lunges is you can distribute the load between the quad with a knee-driven emphasis and the sort of hamstrings and glutes with a little bit of hip-driven emphasis. We're going to move a bit faster on this one, just to try and push metabolite production up a little bit of metabolic training for those muscle cells of the legs. We're going to, instead of working to reps this time, we're going to work to the clock. We're going to work for time. So I need to grab my clock. Grab the timer from somewhere. Here we go, found it. Put that there where I can see it. Okay, quick demo of the movements that we're going to do. Don't need a chair now. So we're going to do, according to our workout sheet, we're going to do a dynamic lunge. So we've got 20 seconds dynamic lunges into 20 seconds of dynamic lunges with a check step. And I'll show you these movements in just a second. Into a bog standard lunge at the end. 20, 20, 20 to give us 60 seconds of load, 60 seconds off. And we're going to run that twice, 2 triceps, 20 seconds each leg. And that's going to give us the metabolic stress to coincide with the strength and progressive overload stuff that we've done already. How are we doing for time? Excellent. 20, 25 to 2. Okay, so the movements that we're going to do, we're going to start off with a dynamic lunge. So we're going to get into this lunging position or this split squat position. And I'm going to drop into my lunge and I'm going to come up and swap the legs. We've got 20 seconds of those, okay? Once you've done 20 seconds of those, as fatigue sets in, we're going to make it a little bit easier. A mechanical drop set, that's referred to. When the mechanics of the movement become easier, it's kind of like taking weight off the bar. So we've got a mechanical drop set. So the second 20 seconds involves a check step. It's very, very similar movement. So we're going to drop, check step in the middle before dropping the other way. Check, drop, check step, drop, check step, drop. We've got 20 seconds of those. And then your final 20 seconds, we're just going to bang out your lunges. Nice and dynamic. In drive back to the top. Okay, 60 seconds of work. It's going to get the ticker up. We're just going to hit these legs as well. We're going to get lots of metabolite build up in the legs. So we'll have a go then. Got my little timer here. 15 seconds. Starting off with dynamic lunges. 10 seconds. Just pumping out the reps now, a little bit faster reps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, here we go. 5 seconds gone. Three, 2, 1 into check step. Check step those lunges. Keep the feet moving. Trailing leg knee comes low. 5 seconds. And into regular lunges. Really on the legs. Five seconds. And that's time. Well done. Oh, that was hard. 20, 20, 20. 60 seconds breather. We're going to run that again. That one got the ticker up. Felt it burning in the legs as well. 30 seconds. Going to run it again. $15. 10 seconds then, starting with dynamic lunges. Same again, 20, 20, 20. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, away we go. Halfway. And check step. Halfway. And regular lunges. Driving back to the starting position. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. And time. 60 seconds off. We're doing really well for time. I know we said we'd do that twice. Let's do it one more time. And then we have a good rest. And then we're into calves, into the lower leg. 20 seconds recovery gone. This third set's going to be tough. "20 seconds then. 15. Get that heart rate down. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dynamic lunge. 20 seconds. Halfway. Check step. Halfway. Lunge is the finish. Come on. Five seconds. And time. Oh man. That was tough. Tough session today. Oh, good couple of minutes there, good 2-3 minutes now. And then we'll have a look at these unilateral single leg isometric holds for the calf. Tough that. Oh. There's 60 seconds recovery. Another minute or two. Get this heart rate down. Whew. Still feel the burn in my quads. Felt a bit in my glutes there as well, which is nice really. So quads, I know I've worked. Hamstrings definitely on those isometrics. Feel a bit of glutes there, so I know I've got a high percentage of the upper body working well. So that's just ticked past 2 minutes breather. Let's have a little look at hitting your calves now then. A little bit lower intensity to finish off the session. Quarter to, right, okay, that's good. Okay, so if you don't have anything to elevate your foot with, it's not an issue, it's not a problem. We can still go off the floor. In fact, I guess we could all go off the floor because it's not really, it'd be nice to get a stretch on the calf, but not essential. Because all the work's going to be done at the peak contraction. So from there, I'm going to use my chair as a little bit of balance. I've got my non-working leg resting on the Achilles region of the working leg. I'm going to go up onto my tiptoe and then back to flat, up onto the tiptoe, back to flat. There's my reps, exactly the same as the elevated hip thrusts. 3, hold at the top for 5, 3, hold at the top for 10, 3, hold at the top for 15, and then a final 3 reps at the end. Another few seconds then. Again, we'll work through this one together so that we all get those holds at the same timing. And we'll do 2 sets of these each side, same as we did with the elevated hip thrusts. So, whichever leg you want to start with is perfectly fine. Non-working leg on the Achilles region of the working leg. You've got a slight forward lean, so that's going to give us the stretch to the calf. Okay, 3 good reps then. Here we go. First one, up and squeeze. 1. Up and squeeze. 2. Back down. Up and hold at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Same again. 3 more. Up and squeeze. 1. Up and squeeze. 2. Up and hold. 10, 9. As tall as you can. 8, 7, 6. Right up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more. Slow. Up and squeeze. Second one. Up and squeeze. Third one. Up and hold for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Be as tall as you can. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A final 3 high quality reps. Up and squeeze. 1. Up and squeeze. 2. Final rep. Up and squeeze. And rest there. Quick shake out. Whew, felt that. Using isometrics to increase time under tension. Unilateral work to reduce the amount of muscle fibers doing the work means there's more strength element. Swapping legs then. Non-working leg resting on the Achilles region of the working leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. First rep. Up and squeeze. 1. Second rep. Up and squeeze. 2. Third rep. Up and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Same again. Here we go. Up and squeeze. 1. Up and squeeze. 2. Up and hold for 10, 9, 8. Be as tall as you can. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more then. Up and squeeze. 1. Up and squeeze. 2. Up and hold. Here we go. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more high quality reps. 1. Squeeze at the top. 2. Squeeze at the top. 3. And rest there. Give those legs a shake. Quite hard. Considering there's no weight there, there's no stretch. Still feel those calves working. Finishing off the leg workout with a little bit of lower leg. One quick tip while we're resting. If you glance down at your trainer, you want to try and make sure that the crease of your trainer is dead square to your foot, if you can. So if it's going off to the side, you're going off, try not to go off at 45 degrees, and you'll see from the crease of your trainer if you're rocking onto the outside of the foot. Try and make it right so it's dead straight, dead sagittal. So you're rolling up onto the ball of the foot, onto the big toe, if you like, and that's going to give you that nice straight crease across your trainer. Make sure you're going dead straight instead of off to the sides. 10 seconds then, we're going to get this last isometric set done, left and right side for the calves. Last little bit, and then we've got a stretch off. All right, then here we go, second time round. We're going to reverse the holds this time. Okay. Non-working leg rests on the Achilles region of the working leg. Remember the crease of your trainer now, so you can glance down and have a look. Make sure you roll it onto the ball of your foot, the big toe. 3 high quality reps with the squeeze at the top. Here we go. 1, squeeze at the top. 2, squeeze at the top. 3, hold at the top. 15 this time. 40, 30, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more reps. Up and squeeze. 1. Up and squeeze. 2. Up and hold for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more reps then, working through the set. 1, make sure we squeeze at the top. 2, as high as you can. 3, holding this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 more reps. 3 more reps, I'm sorry. 1, 2, squeeze at the top. 3, and rest there. Quick shake. All right, swapping. Opposite side. Last set now. Non-working leg on the Achilles region of the working leg. 3 high quality reps. Here we go. Up and squeeze. 1. Up and squeeze. 2. Up and hold for 15, 40, 30. Tall as you can. 12, 11, 10, 9. Squeeze as hard as you can. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more good reps. Up and squeeze. 1. Up and squeeze. 2. Up and hold. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more reps. Good quality. 1. Making sure we're squeezing at the top. 2. Holding this one at the top. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last 3 reps. Up and squeeze. Up and squeeze. 2 reps. Last one. Up and squeeze. Rest there. Well done. Take a little breather. Give those legs a shake out. Little recovery. Then we've got a nice little stretch off to work through. Coming up now, 7 minutes too, so another good workout. By the time we stretched off, it'll be an hour there or thereabouts. Right, get ready to have a little stretch off. You can use the chair to help us stretch. Let's see a bit better. Okay. Let's go for the quad and hip flexor stretch first. So if you're working on a hard floor, make sure that you've got something under your knee, just so that you can protect those knees at the bottom. So we want to try and hit the quad and the hip flexor a little bit. So that leg that you want to stretch, just elevate it behind, drop the knee down, pull the leg out in front, hips, shoulders square, easing back and pushing your hips forwards. Try and get that stretch through this trailing leg. Holding for about 15-20 seconds at the point of discomfort, stretching out those quads, hip flexors. Feel that. Good, stretch out the quads. And change legs. Oh. Up. Okay. Try and get the glutes to touch this heel. Stretch out those quads, that point of discomfort. Feel that stretch. Holding it there, 20 seconds or so. Feel that. Rest there. Slowly come up. Oh. See you, Jules. See you later. All right, hamstring then. Now remember what we said about stretching out the hamstrings previously. You don't need your sort of torso to fall into flexion. Try and keep some extension of the hips. So you almost want an anterior pelvic tilt. But try not to tilt underneath. Try and tilt backwards with the pelvis. And that's going to immediately intensify your stretch and keep those shoulder blades pulled back. Dip this leg a little and then just ease forward slightly at the hip. You don't need to fall forwards through your thorax, through your torso. Just push these hips back. Increases the length here so we don't get a shortened hamstring. Increase the length through the hamstring by anterior pelvic tilt, tip the hips backwards, and you'll immediately feel that stretch. Holding for 20 seconds at that point of discomfort on the hamstring. Tip the pelvis backwards. Let's just turn 90 degrees and just dip in for this inner thigh. And again, 20 seconds at that point of discomfort on the inner thigh. Whew, feel that one. Oh, change over. Opposite leg. Start with the hamstring. Remember, tip the pelvis backwards. Lengthen the hamstring by going into hip extension. Ease forwards, feel the stretch. Hold it there. Feel that in the hamstring. Head up, chest out. Keep the shoulder blade back to 90 degrees. I want to try and hit this inner thigh. Little dip in. This adductor. There. Oh, and relax. Out to fine next then. So bring the chair in just for a little bit of balance. Okay. Figure of 4. Just sit into that stretch. Get that outer hip, outer glute. Stretched off 20 seconds there at that point of discomfort. Change over, out to hip opposite side. Again, sit down onto that stretch. And relax there. Calves. Let's go unilateral, then we can lean into the chair. Actually, maybe better off. Let's do this one from the floor. Get a bit of stretch from the floor. Okay. Just rest on the Achilles region of the foot doing the stretch and just ease your weight back. Push through the hands, push the hips backwards. Get that heel nice and close to the floor. You'll feel the stretch in your calf. 20 seconds there, that nice point of stretch. Change over. You come forwards, you'll lose the stretch. Try and get that heel nice and close to the floor, back leg straight. Heel nice and close to the floor. And relax there. nice stretch off on the legs to finish. Legs done. Well done. Thanks for joining in. Thursday for upper body push. Friday for upper body pull. So see you all later on in the week. I hope you found that one as tough as me. I felt that one, that was quite hard, that one.
I'm just glad there was no occlusion, mate.
That was painful.
We'll bring
Absolutely.
bring the bootstrappers in next time.
Oh, no, please don't.
Week.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers, mate. See you
Thanks,
tomorrow.
All right, yeah. Nice one. See you soon.
Thank you.
No worries. Bye.
Cheers, Pat.
Cheers, Dan. See you, mate.
See you later.
See ya.